If your living room is full of furniture from this list, this is not your fault. The showrooms, the marketing, the never-ending sales, all of it is built to work on everyone. But once you see what is actually holding up your couch, you cannot unsee it. These are the 10 furniture brands that survive on marketing, fake value, and the hope that you never ask what is inside. Today, we look inside together. Let us start the countdown. In 10th place, CB2. CB2 sells a look. Clean lines, low profiles, the apartment that photographs well for the price of a brand new car payment. What it does not sell is a frame you can trust. CB2 sofas commonly use engineered wood or mixed wood frames, built light to hold that slim silhouette. Light frames flex. Under daily use in a real home, they give out faster than the catalog suggests. And here is the tell that should stop you. CB2 does not consistently publish its frame specifications. No wood species, no joinery method, no spring system. When a brand sells you a silhouette and goes silent on the build, the silence is the answer. You are paying mid-range money for a structure the company will not describe to you in writing. A sofa is only as good as the wood you cannot see. With CB2, the look is the product, and the frame is an afterthought. For the same $1,500, a solid wood frame from a maker who will name the species and the joinery outlasts 3 of these. The difference is not style. It is whether the thing survives your next move. Number 9, West Elm. A West Elm sofa retails for $1,200 to $3,000, and the marketing says solid hardwood. The reality is more complicated. Buyers report medium density fiberboard hidden inside frames that were sold as solid wood, and you only find it when something cracks. The standard foam cushions soften and sag within 2 to 3 years of normal sitting. This is not a fringe complaint. On Trustpilot, West Elm sits at 1.3 out of 5 across more than 280 reviews, and a 2018 investigation documented sofas that shed and cushions that never held their shape. Most pieces ship from Vietnam and Indonesia, mid-tier construction at a premium price. And notice the upsell. West Elm will gladly sell you an upgraded fill for more money, which is a quiet confession that the standard cushion was built to a price, not to last. A West Elm sofa looks exactly like the catalog for about a year, then it starts to look like what it actually cost to make. For the same $2,000, a transparent solid wood maker hands you a spec sheet instead of a shrug, and a cushion that is still firm when the West Elm one has gone flat. Number 8, Pottery Barn. Here's what most people do not realize. Pottery Barn is owned by Williams-Sonoma, the same parent company as West Elm. Same corporate machine, same playbook. The frames are a mix. Kiln-dried solid wood on some lines, engineered wood, and MDF on others. And the product page is the only place you find out which one you are getting. But the pricing is the real trick. Pottery Barn floods your inbox with 25% off coupons that never stop. A discount that is permanent is not a discount. It is the real price wearing a costume, inflated on purpose, so the markdown feels like a win. Williams-Sonoma posts a gross margin around 46% across its brands. For every dollar you spend, roughly 46 cents is gross profit before a single store light is switched on. That margin is not buying you thicker wood or tighter joints. It is paying for the catalog, the brand, and the shareholders. Pottery Barn sells timeless. What it has actually perfected is the timeless coupon. For what one Pottery Barn sectional costs after the permanent discount, a solid maple frame from a real workshop will outlive the mortgage on the room it sits in. Number 7, Williams-Sonoma Home, and we are staying inside the very same company. Williams-Sonoma Home sits above Pottery Barn and West Elm in price, the premium tier of the same corporate family. Same parent, same supply chain, same sourcing relationships. The only thing that reliably changes is the price tag. Shop the 3 brands side by side, and the pattern is hard to unsee. A piece moves up the ladder, the materials stay in the same range, and the number climbs anyway. One longtime shopper bought a sofa and 2 chairs from the top-tier line, expecting a clear step up, and described being shocked by the low quality for the money. That is the risk when one company stacks 3 brands on the same factories. You assume the most expensive badge buys the best build. Often, it just buys the most expensive badge. If you are learning something, subscribe. I break down a different corner of this industry every week, and what is sitting at number 1 might genuinely change how you shop. The construction does not leap when the price does. The logo above the door does. Buy the cheapest badge in this family and you still overpaid. Buy the dearest and you simply overpaid more. Number 6. Rooms to Go. Rooms to Go is the 3rd largest furniture retailer in America, and it built that scale on speed and price, not durability. The frames are engineered wood, the foam is low density, and the lifespan shows it. Customer reviews are a wall of the same 3 words: chipping, sagging, wobbling. One buyer reported a chair that collapsed after 2 weeks. When they opened it up, the frame was thin particle board that could not be repaired. Another watched the fabric on a months-old love seat wear like it was years old. And then there is the warranty, the thing you are sold as protection. Complaint after complaint describes claims denied, and the same blunt verdict from owners: do not buy the warranty. You are wasting your money. This is fast furniture. It looks like a finished room on delivery day, and in a few years, it is the room you have to buy all over again. Rooms to Go sells you a living room. The problem is how often it expects you to repurchase it. A single solid wood sofa costs more on delivery day and outlasts 4 of these rooms. Fast furniture is only cheap until you count the replacements. Number 5. Our House. Our House is where the markup puts on a blazer. A sofa starts around $2,000 and climbs past $5,000. Sold inside gallery-style showrooms with design consultants and white glove delivery that runs $300 to $600 on top. The core collections earn part of that. Solid, kiln-dried hardwoods, hand-applied finishes, real craftsmanship. But the cheaper lines quietly switch to engineered wood and veneer, the same substrate that chips and bubbles, at prices that still read luxury. Independent reviewers say it plainly: the veneer pieces do not justify the premium, and only the genuinely solid collections are worth the gallery price. Here's the mechanism. At this tier, a large share of your money is not in the frame. It is in the showroom rent, the consultant's time, and the delivery van. The experience is the product, and the sofa is what justifies the experience. You can buy a genuinely good Our House piece. You can also pay $5,000 for veneer wrapped in a beautiful room, and the only way to tell them apart is to ignore the room and read the spec. Number 4. Ashley Furniture, the largest furniture retailer in America, $10 billion a year, and a long record of selling you materials that quietly fall apart. Start with the leather. Most of Ashley's leather sofas use leather match, real top grain where you sit, and vinyl everywhere else. Its bonded leather line, DuraBlend, drew class action lawsuits for peeling and flaking within a few years because the failure is in the glue and no conditioner stops it. Now, the frame. Engineered wood, particle board, and MDF held together with staples and plastic connectors, joints that loosen and wobble in 2 to 4 years. The cushions are 1.8 to 2.2 pound foam, soft on day 1, and sagging by year 2. The bedroom sets are laminate over particle board that chips at the edges. Everything looks the part under the showroom lights and starts breaking down the moment it reaches a real home. That is the definition of disposable furniture, sold at a price that pretends it is not. For the same Ashley money, a real top-grain sofa on a kiln-dried hardwood frame exists. You just have to walk out of the chain to find it, because they will never point you to it. Number 3, restoration hardware. This is where the gap between what you pay and what you get is the widest on the entire list. Restoration hardware carries the highest prices anywhere here. $1,500 for an accent piece, $15,000 for a sofa, specialty items past $45,000. Its gross margin runs around 44%. But here's what the markup is actually funding. Not better wood. Restoration Hardware spends it on cathedral-sized galleries, rooftop restaurants, and design source books mailed out by the ton. Its operating margin still sits under 4% because the lifestyle eats nearly everything the markup brings in. So when you buy Restoration Hardware, you are not buying proportionally better construction. You are buying a membership in an image, a price attached to belonging. The frames can be solid and the leather can be real, but no brand here turns a tree into prestige this efficiently. You did not just buy a couch. You bought a share of the room you stood in while you decided to buy it. Number 2. Bob's Discount Furniture. Bob's brands itself on untouchable values with no haggling and no sales, and the upfront price really is low. A full room can cost what one sofa costs elsewhere. That is the trap. The value is front-loaded. Bob's sofas use engineered wood and plywood frames stapled together, low to mid-density foam that sags within a year or two, and a realistic lifespan of 3 to 5 years. The bedroom sets are almost entirely particle board under laminate, prone to chipping and peeling, with drawers that drift out of alignment. So you save real money on day one, and then you spend it again in 3 years when the set wears out. Cheap furniture is not cheap when you buy it twice. The price tag at Bob's tells you the truth about the build. The savings are real. They just do not last as long as the furniture is supposed to. Spend a little more once or spend a little twice. That is the entire math. And Bob's is betting you only ever look at the first number. And finally, in first place, the one that should worry you most. Wayfair and the Amazon Furniture Marketplace. This is not one brand. It is an entire ecosystem of listings. And the problem is not just the quality. It is that nobody is accountable for it. Wayfair is a marketplace, not a manufacturer. Thousands of third-party sellers list under names like All Modern, Birch Lane, and Joss & Main, and you can often find the exact same frame sold under different brands at different prices. Listings use studio photography that makes a $100 particle board dresser look identical to a $1,000 solid wood one, while the words solid wood hide a frame that is mostly MDF. Below $500, most of it is particle board and veneer, fast furniture that sags and peels within a year or two. But here's the part that actually matters for your health. That cheap particle board and MDF is bonded with formaldehyde-based glue, and it off-gases, releasing formaldehyde into your home, strongest when the piece is new and continuing for years. Formaldehyde is a known carcinogen linked by the CDC to asthma in children and to cancer. The only reliable protection is certification, CARB, Phase 2 or TSC, A compliance, and on an untraceable marketplace listing shipped straight from an overseas factory, nobody is checking. You do not know what is in it. Neither does the seller. Solid wood has none of this because it needs no glue to hold itself together. The savings are not worth breathing the uncertainty. Across all 10 brands, one pattern is undeniable. These companies spend more on convincing you to buy than on building what you sit on every day. That is not your failure as a buyer. That is their strategy as a seller. But now you have the thing they never wanted you to have. The numbers. And the numbers change how you shop. A company that pours its budget into showrooms, catalogs, and ad campaigns has already told you where its priorities sit, and it is not your frame. And if you already own something from this list, do not feel bad. Use it, enjoy it, and let this guide the next purchase, not ruin the last one. So where should you actually spend your money instead? Here's the cheat sheet. Under $500, buy IKEA's solid wood lines, the Hemnes and Tarva series in real pine, or buy secondhand solid wood, which holds its value and has already finished off gassing decades ago. From $500 to $2,000, buy from Room and Board, which is American-made and names the workshop that built each piece, or from a transparent solid wood maker like Vermont Wood Studios, made to order with no particle board and a lifetime guarantee. Above $2,000, buy Stickley or a local custom workshop, solid quarter-sawn hardwood joined with mortise and tenon, the kind of furniture that outlives the person who bought it. At every price point, the alternative to these 10 brands is the same. Real material, and a maker who will tell you exactly what is inside before you ask. None of these off-gas formaldehyde for years, and every one of them can be resoled, instead of dragged to the curb in 5. The next couch you buy should outlast the brand that sold it. Subscribe for more breakdowns like this.